Yeah. DJ KTone, Digital Online Showcase. I got my brother DJ Squizzy Taylor with me.
Yes, sir.
Brought a couple special guests with us. What we want to do today. First of all, I want to shout out all the artists that sent music in this week, last week, the past couple weeks. Appreciate y'all. What we're going to do today, though, we are going to do just an open dialogue format, man. We're going to spark conversation about all the issues at hand in America today, in Denver, Colorado today. It's been crazy over the past couple weeks. And I had to bring my brothers with me. I got my Uncle Tux. You know what I'm saying? Got Uncle Tux with me today. And I brought my brother Q. You know, Q's been front line with the protests in the city and downtown, really, and you know, standing up for the people. And I think today, instead of doing what we usually do, I think it's our duty, man. It's our doing our due diligence and spreading information in the word, because it's a lot that like I don't even know myself, that Q might know, or stuff that I might know that they don't know, and we just want to give it to y'all. And also, we want y'all to engage, man. Engage in this. If you have questions, put it in the chat. We're going to talk about it. If you have concerns or anything you want us to talk about, or you have some information that we need, put it in the chat. We're going to talk about it. And I really want to start the conversation. Shout out to the Gold Boys too, man. Gold Boys 303, goldboysclothing.com. Support them. Shout out GBL Studios. Shout out the AHRR Network, the R page. Make sure you're following them. And yes. I just want to start with holla at Q, man, and tell us, because there's a lot going on with the George Floyd killing. You know what I'm saying? And now
murder.
It's murder is what it was. Yeah. And now, a lot of people's protesting and looting and doing all kind of stuff. So tell the people what you've been doing, because you just came from a protest. Talk to us about what's going on in the city right now.
So we set up an action today because what I've been finding is that there's two different situations happening in Denver, where we have a group of protesters, a group of people who are frustrated with the system, a bunch of people who want to make sure that change happens, and they're coming downtown and we're expressing ourselves. We're saying Black Lives Matter, we're marching, we're doing a lot of things hoping that we can get the attention of those who have the power to make the change. Right. But what I'm also seeing is that there's another group who's coming downtown and they represent other interests, and they're hiding under the current climate of things. Mm-hmm. And you got these white boys, these white women, these groups of individuals who aren't for the struggle, probably don't even care what Black Lives Matter even means. And they're doing the looting, and they're doing the destroying of the city, and they're tagging things up. And I've seen it with my own eyes, where we had a group of people down there doing what's right, trying to stay as positive as possible. And you got another group of individuals trying to whisper in people's ears and doing some other stuff. And I know people who live downtown, a very real reality is that you're hearing glass breaking up till like 3 a.m. Right. Because you got folks who, they not even looting, they just breaking the glass and keeping it walking, and they're spraying Black Lives Matter. And we actually confronted somebody and was like, yo, man, like, we didn't give y'all the green light to do any of this. Right. Why are you doing it? Right. And, shook, scared. Yeah. So I think it's important for us to explain that there's two situations happening, right? You got some folks who their hearts are in it, and even some people whose hearts are in it may turn up and may want to destroy some things, right, but at least they're destroying it with purpose. Right. Mm-hmm. And then you got another group of individuals who are using that platform, right, to just make anarchy. Right.
To what you're saying, I guess a question. How do we differentiate who is who? What message is louder? What message will will prevail? I mean, the rebellion, or is it actual protesting for? That's hard. Right. At the end of the day, is it really going to be changed based upon the anarchy, or actually, the defending of the cause? And I think that's the problem, is really differentiating protest and looting. Right. And I asked the same question to the director of safety, Mr. Murphy. I talked to the chief of police yesterday because I was like, hey, what are y'all doing to protect folks who look like me, who we're exercising our First Amendment right? But I had to dive on top of my daughter on Friday as they started shooting at us. Right? You should never have to have that be your concern. So I think being able to distinguish between that other group is hard, because once it gets dark,
who's to say, we got masks on, everybody's supposed to have masks on, so when you walk in, anybody can get it.
So what do you feel is the motive of the other group? Because there has to be a motive behind it. I personally think there's a bigger agenda. When you confronted the people, are you getting answers?
Nah, man, most of the people we're confronting are scared. By the time you get to them, they not really about that life, for real. And I think it's another agenda as well. I think if they can continue to label it as black folks doing these things, or Black Lives Matter as a movement doing these things, or the angry black man, that mentality that goes throughout the United States that has already created the fear of why we're dealing with some of the situation that we're dealing with, then they can continue to hide behind that motif and continue to do their crazy stuff on the back end. And I think some of us don't realize that it's bigger than just standing downtown. It's bigger than just looting, when you realize that who's watching this, who's, utilizing these platforms to take things one direction or another. And we see that with the curfew.
For sure. I think, and I could be wrong, I think it's the people that we really don't fuck with, that's like on some, I got a black friend. Yeah, I know a couple black dudes, bro. I fuck with black people. I listen to Travis Scott. I like the Migos. It's those type of people that act like they fuck with the culture and just wanna, cause they can use this situation as I was down there protesting, bro. I really fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they're using this situation to get their acknowledgement or they black card on the situation, if that makes sense.
No, I get it.
I feel that, but I personally feel like it's a bigger agenda. I feel like they might have been sent by a higher power.
Yeah.
Just to, you know what I mean?
Which definitely could be true.
What type of higher power? There's so many.
Maybe a white supremacist higher power.
Right.
And what you say, KTone, that's real, because when we were in Ferguson, they had paid provocateurs who are walking with us, who they weren't about it. You saying we actually had to start hiding where the protest was going to be at, because I was out there during Black Friday and we were trying to shut down the malls because we figured the money, if we can shut down somebody's money, you can get attention. And this is back when Mike Brown first was killed, Mike. And as we're shutting down malls, we start seeing some individuals who they weren't at any of the meetings before we got there, right? Because it's more than just protesting and showing up at a march. If you're smart about organizing, there's like, when are you going to get there? Why are you going to do that? How long are you going to be there? Who's going to be standing in which places? And they weren't at those meetings, but they in there trying to like turn things up past where we were trying to go. And we realized afterwards, years afterwards, they was paid to do that stuff, man. They were
That's a practice for decades. Infiltration, basically kind of getting the information from within, acting like you are an ally. But my question to you guys is this a situation where we have gotten more, be careful what we ask for, in the sense that we wanted our quote unquote white allies to actually stand up, say stuff, cause some ruckus, say, be side by side, whether it is throwing rocks, whether it is looting. We have asked for years upon years, you know what, you want to be a part of this culture, but when it's time for us to throw down with the cops, or time for us to fight for these rights, right, and turn up in the city, where were you? But now they're here, and now we're in a situation where it's like, all right, now hold on. Now, how do we regulate, or even,
But I think a lot of them are there, but there's a lot of infiltrators, like you said, provocateurs. So the ones that are there, they stand right with us. But the infiltrators are taking taking matters in their own hands, and doing the looting and doing all this stuff before we can even say, wait, hold up.
This ain't how we do it.
Yeah, and I think there's a time and a place to do those things, right? If you've put some action items in place and said, all right, y'all need to do this as a city or as a culture, as a community, whatever y'all action items are, it's like, this is our list of demands. If our list of demands aren't met, this is what may happen, right? Because Riot is the voice of the unheard, and it's the community. But when you have individuals who are claiming to be allies, but they're not listening to the people who put the action together, or they're not listening to folks when they're like, hold on, man, I'm down for you to turn up, but not yet. Right? That shows me you're not an ally. If you're willing to go in the middle of the night and start breaking stuff, but in the middle of the day you take the mask off and act like you weren't there, you're not an ally. So if you was out actually about that life and like, hey, it was me, I'm the one who burnt down X, Y, or Z, or I'm the one who was doing that. It wasn't the Black Lives Matter group who's now getting police showing up at their house. getting followed after this, right? Then you're an ally. But you can't just claim to be an ally when it's convenient, because that's you still utilizing your privilege. And that's the thing I can't do, because I'm always going to be me.
No, I love that. I mean, you're right, because it actually had me thinking on how to actually benefit, so to speak, from that. And it's crazy, as simple as it sounded, I just pictured like this whole war scene, smoke and all this other shit. Right, but actually a group that's for us actually out here getting information. Oh, you're with us with your call information, so when we do have these meetings, we will be reaching out after all of this to see if you are still with the cause. Absolutely. And if we're really going to go ahead and move this forward, no matter who you are. So, I mean, getting a list sounds crazy as hell, but actually getting contact information to really test these people's word, hold them accountable from really their actions. Are you really down for the situation? Yeah. Let me get your information. We want to go ahead and hold a meeting and really, you know what I'm saying, blah, 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 and figure out how we can organize and progress this. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
For sure. I feel, my homie brought this up to me earlier today, and he was like, are these white people down here because it went viral? Like, will they be here the next time some shit come up? If it's not such a big deal, and we're not in quarantine, where you gotta add that in. That's a whole nother conversation, because niggas been in the house, so they already ready to do any motherfucking thing. But the homie brought up, it was like, bro, if like white people, they fucking with us now. Okay, you showing you fucking with us, keep fucking with us. So when this happens again in a month, you gotta keep fucking. You on our side now. Like, keep that same energy. Not do this because it's quarantine. You just want to be outside and fuck some shit up because you feel like an animal, you feel trapped, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to continue to be with us. And it's like, is they going to be with us? Or is this just the popular thing to do right now because it's viral?
Yeah, I mean, Squizzy, I think you bring up a real point, is like, if we weren't in quarantine, would we still have the same numbers of people turning up?
Or if it wasn't viral, right? If it wasn't viral, if it wasn't on the news, how many black people have died when it wasn't mainstream news? They talking about it 24/7. And it's like, it's here today and it's gone tomorrow. Nobody give a fuck. But this luckily became a big deal, you know what I'm saying, where everybody sees it, everybody knows what's going on. Okay, you with us now because it's viral. It's like a fucking dance. If the dance is popping, everybody doing it. But if this wasn't popping where everybody see it, would you be with us?
Right. And I think taking that same mentality and taking it to the next level of, there are some people who wanted to go to martial law, right?
Absolutely.
Because when we first got in quarantine, I'm a person who's a Second Amendment right person, right?
Absolutely.
So, you know what I'm saying, as I'm going into the store to buy ammunition, when we first went into like quarantine, you start seeing it's getting bought up everywhere. People buying guns, people buying ammo. They buying the guns nobody even normally wants, right? So you got those folks who then stockpiled all that stuff thinking something was going to turn up, and then it was just dead for a while. So now you have this opportunity where it's like, oh, they downtown? Police going to be down there? Let's get this turned all the way, right? Because I got this stockpile, so I'm hoping martial law happens, because I've been practicing and I've been in my backyard and I've been doing all this like extra stuff because I've been on quarantine. So I think we gotta also realize that some people aren't there to be allies. Absolutely. Some people can give a dang about what the mission is. They just want to go out there so that stuff can get. They want to react to purge.
But you gotta. I think niggas. There's a certain community of people that just want to fuck shit up. Every movie's talking about fucking shit up. Every video game talking about fucking shit up. And these are young people that have no guidance. Like, all they know is fuck shit up. That's all they playing, that's all they watching, that's all they doing. They have no leadership, no none of that. Like, okay, I'm angry, let's fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying? So
what percentage do you guys think of these folks or new white folks with us are really actually out there for us and for the actual right cause? Give me a percentage, y'all think.
Percentage?
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you, man.
I think above 50.
I think it's interesting 50? Because I think that question is loaded. For us? I think it's a loaded question because, you know, I helped to organize a protest and action this morning where we had, 1,400 people out there, and I would say 1,200 of them were white, right? So you had people who were there who were standing up for what they believed in. They were trying to be allies. They were trying to say Black Lives Matter and all of that. But that group then transitions out of downtown before 8 o'clock hits. Absolutely. And then you have another group of people coming in, and it may be another 1,000 folks down there. Or you may have a few people who are lingering between the two, right? Not to say that one group is fully exclusive than the other. But I say that to say we had thousands of white folks down there who Anytime I said let's turn left, they turn left. Anytime I said stop doing that, they stopped doing that. And they were down for what I believe is the cause. We have another group of individuals who showed up after any type of rally we were having, and they're showing up with baseball bats. They're showing up with gas masks and shields and stuff on their legs and all this milk, right? So it's like, wait, you here because you want it to go to this next level. And I say that's another 50% of white folks that are out there. So I don't know. Those numbers are so hard because when the later it got, the whiter it got.
Facts.
Which one do you want on your side? Which one do we want on our side? Do we want the one that's side by side throwing rocks, going the anarchy? It might not be fully concentrated on the goal, but their representation is our goal, right? Burning police stations, making these statements, shit like that. I guess I heard that was the Bloods. I heard John Bloods actually did that. I heard.
Nah.
Or is it the people that are here ready to organize and then go home by 8?
Ain't no niggas.
I mean, there is
getting the goddamn beer bottle with the shit, setting shit on fire. That's not.
But if there is one or two, if you're saying there's one or two, like, is there a preference? Is there not a preference?
I think it depends on where you're at and when. Like, so if I was in Minnesota right now, I would want the gangster white boys or the gangster individuals who are ready to burn stuff down, because if I'm in Minnesota, it deserves to burn, right? Because they're not making the decisions. We have a list of demands saying, all right, arrest this person. Oh, they weren't arrested? Arrest these other individuals. They haven't been arrested? Burn it down, right? And I fully support that, right?
Fact.
So I'm not on this couch saying that turning up into a level of violence and destroying stuff is wrong. I'm saying that it has to be with a purpose. Strategic. And in Denver right now, what I'm seeing is purposeless people going downtown and doing crazy things. So if I had to decide between the two that I would want here, I would want the white person standing next to me, listening to what we have to say, because maybe, just maybe, when it's time to turn up, they'll turn up. But they realize that I'm deadly, right? If they keep doing the crap that they're doing, these folks ain't gonna go into Cherry Hills and try to find out which white boys is doing this crazy stuff. They're gonna come into the middle of the 5 Points. They're gonna come in the middle of Park Hill.
However, we've been dealing with them white folks for quite some time. I agree. It's the first time, and not first, it's kind of the first time we've really seen them at this masses, no matter what it is. Like you said, they're breaking bottles, but they're saying Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. But are they saying Black Lives Matter because Black Lives Matter, or is it because I'm anarchy now and I'm able to now blame this on another group and get away with stuff?
Or because it's viral.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's the
viral, bro.
Right?
The internet run the world. Twitter, all that shit run the world. It's cool to do it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. The attention is on that. As far as anything else, it don't matter what the fuck is going on. It's cool. Whatever's cool at the moment, everybody gonna latch on to. You know what I'm saying? And that's coming from the entertainment world. It could be the weakest, corniest shit. If it's cool, everybody's gonna do it.
And I'll say that, I mean, Squizzy, I think you're right, because let's not say it's only white folks down there doing this crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's some of us who look just like us, who they saw on the news, folks was turning up, and they're like, hey, that's what we supposed to do right now. Or they just mad.
Niggas is shooting music videos at the there was a nigga in Target in front of the Minnesota shit shooting his music video. Like, it's cool, bro. Okay, I can go viral doing this. You gotta realize that's the age we live in. Is how can I go viral? How can I make everybody look at me?
Take this picture. As a marketing major,
that was genius.
As a musician on the music, I'm thinking like, damn, that video gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that because niggas is running in and out and shit. But then as a logical, just grown up, it's like, nigga, you just taking advantage of the moment. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's the two sides of the shit where we so ran by the internet and being the face of entertainment or being the motherfucking, being viral, being important is like, nothing else matters. You know
that's real, because I think, Squizzy, both you and Tone, y'all know what that club scene fully feels like, right? Because y'all control a lot of the energy that happens within there, and y'all know what Club Let Out is like, right?
Absolutely.
So last night, it looked like Club Let Out.
Absolutely.
But we have folks coming up there in dresses, right?
Yeah.
Like, ain't no club open, so it wasn't like you was going to the club and this just happened to be the turn up that you was at afterwards. So we had people showing up to protest, to take their pictures,
just say
or to be around to make sure that folks knew that they was. So I think it is a double layered thing, and I think y'all know what that feels like.
I'm not gonna put nobody out there. I seen niggas on their motherfucking, on their whips with they goddamn 1942 bottles posted up like, yeah, nigga, Black Lives Matter, we out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Bro, you ain't.
So this starting to become. This is just like a.
But that's the
fad,
internet.
like a,
But it's the internet.
And
it's all mixed in
protest.
together.
You always got somebody
And
who wants to claim they was there, right? Half the people who say they was with the civil rights movement wasn't actually at the civil rights movement, right? It just became something that it sounds good, right? Ferguson sounded good. Standing Rock sounds good. But how many people got shot by the cannons? How many people been pepper sprayed and tear gassed, right? So I think the idea of protesting sounds good. Because if I post a picture there, people gonna like it. People gonna think I'm down for the cause. But that don't mean I was there when they started really getting real.
Could I say something though about just to kind of what you were saying?
I got a
though,
point on that too.
About taking the bullets and stuff. I did, and correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I wasn't down there, right? Not this one, right? But correct me if I'm wrong. I've seen a lot of black people say, you know what? I know these white folks is down here. However, they don't want to standing right in front of these black folks taking the bullets though. When the rubber bullets is out there going on, they building walls. They grabbing the tear gas, throwing it back at them. Is that the scene that was really happening?
And, you know, I saw bullets in there. They just sat there and they were just getting maced and shot at, and they was just sitting there. And I was like, dang, you better than me.
Yeah.
I seen that
for
shit.
the cause though. For what else? Or mental.
I seen that shit literally right in front of the place. Right in front of the place I live. I swear to God, I seen that. I seen white people protecting black people like, nah, nigga, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? I seen that. And then at the same time, I seen white people just run up on police trying to fight them. Like, of course they gonna shoot you. Boom. Okay, now I'm screaming, fuck you police, fuck 12, all that type of shit. Right. And it's like, are they doing that? Okay, I can take these little 6 rubber bullets. Now, black people fuck with me. Remember I took them bullets? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they trying to get that pass. Cause
they just want to turn
the generation we live in, every white person wants to be cool with the niggas to be like, yeah, I fuck with y'all. Nigga, I listen to Travis Scott. I got a couple black friends. Like, yeah, I took some bullets. Like, it's an excuse. Now that nigga that I seen last night in front of my building, he has an excuse to go to black people like, yeah, nigga, I took 6.
Were real bullets.
But I took 6
really be out there taking them.
But I took 6
bullets. I don't know if I'd be out there protecting.
But he like, but you gotta think, he could be like, nigga, I took 6 rubber bullets for black people, bro. I should be able to say nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but so
I don't know, bro. I don't like that shit.
So now we talking about you saying they standing on the front line taking these rubber bullets. If they weren't there,
we'd be taking.
It was just would they be rubber though?
I feel like this whole protest would be different if it was just
would the bullets be rubber?
Well, the only reason why that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a huge point. Because it isn't law that was written by the community for them to use these tactics, rubber bullets, and if there's protesting, no matter, it is in law, at least in Colorado. I know that.
Okay.
But that doesn't change shit. Law don't change shit when it comes to shooting a nigga.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So,
and let me just put something in perspective, because we say rubber bullets, and unless you've seen one of the bullets, it sounds like this little small. Them rubber bullets that they were shooting was half of my iPhone.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? And so like you get hit with a rubber bullet, it ain't no like, oh, I'm gonna take 10 of these and go home.
No, I seen this white dude's head split wide the fuck open, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It may be less lethal.
Absolutely.
But that mug ain't less painful.
And innocent people are getting hit with them bitches.
Good point.
Innocent people are getting hit with them bitches because somebody else is doing some fuck shit. The girl who had her whole face fucked up.
I seen that too.
Her whole shit, and then you feel bad. And then you think about.
I don't really feel bad, but I do understand. I can't honestly say I feel bad. That's just to be me, to be 100 with you. Yeah. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's not right. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel bad.
I don't know.
I want to go to the chat, man. Big shout to Drea. She said, I think this one we was talking about. I can't even remember exactly. We talked about a lot real quick, but I believe when we was talking about the
different protests,
how to differentiate
between the two. You know, the white folks. That's
What's your question?
She said we need to start detaching from spending, investing money with them, and put money in our black banks and encourage them to support us financially.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like we support them financially and to be a part of the cause.
That's what I'm saying. We get that. You get you a real list Imagine if you're out there really getting a list, if we're saying, and then it's really time after the smoke clears. All right, y'all with us. We finna meet, we finna have this financial meeting. Now we finna buy the block. We finna, you know what I'm saying? We finna do this for black folks. You out there for black, you risk your life, let's risk these dollars.
Can we be all for black in a place called Denver though?
100% I believe so.
Is there enough of us?
It's been here before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Been here before. I think it's rooted here.
From my information that's been given to me, I don't know the facts, but we 2%, 3%, or whatever.
We 6 on a good day.
We're 6 on a good day. And actual real representation, probably about 2.
Just in
2.5.
Denver or Colorado?
Yeah, Colorado.
Yeah.
I think it's only 2, right?
So is the black dollar enough where we can survive with 2%?
Yeah, if we're bouncing 2% off each other, bro, that's good.
Yeah.
That's real.
I don't know. I think the hard part is that
I don't know.
But us supporting us is something, right? So we spent the majority of this beginning part of this conversation talking about white people who are doing what they do, and that's real. But we also got to acknowledge what we're doing, right?
Facts.
When is the last time that we made it a priority to support black business, right? When we first went into quarantine and Welton Street Cafe was still taking dine-in orders, how many times in a week were we saying, all right, once a week I'm gonna make sure I go to Welton Street. I'm gonna still go to Kona, or Mama Ray, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta make sure that we are being intentional about spending our dollars, because other communities do that, right? Other communities say, regardless of what else is going on, I'm gonna spend this here, and this here, and this here. But I can't tell you how many people I see drive past the Kente Express to go to Walmart to get some incense when the Kente Express got all kind of incense.
100%. I'm in the Kente Express.
I'll be in there too.
I do have a question then. So then, based upon that, what do you, and this is for everybody, I would figure, what do you believe the change you would like to see, and what do you believe the change is going to be out after this?
That's on me.
What would you like to see come out of this, and what do you think is going to happen?
I feel like everybody's eyes is open now. You feel what I'm saying? They see what the fuck is going on for once. Like, if your eyes ain't open right now with Corona or the violence, there's no hope for you. Like, you have to have some type of something. I don't know what it is, but something. But it's like, I don't know though. I don't know. Cause I feel like we've been down this road and niggas, it be here today and gone tomorrow, and everybody back for themselves. You feel what I'm saying?
I think I personally want to see the unity and the support. Cause over quarantine, man, I've been seeing a lot of buying black and supporting.
I've been seeing more support
independent
too.
businesses. But I would like it to stay like that though.
Yeah.
Don't stop now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But let's turn up on that. Let's do more of that. Let's spend more with us, man. Let's stop.
I think we need more documentation and more somewhere where more people know what those businesses are. Cause I feel like it's still a small community. Like, I bought shit from everybody that I know that's black. You feel what I'm saying? And I know this nigga, he posts way more about it, buying stuff that's black. He always posts this. Like, I bought this from them, I post this from them, I bought this from them. But it should be something like, okay, you're not in the so-called in crowd, but I want to fuck with black people. How can they find out who's black? You know what I'm saying? I just tagged the gang, and I don't know, I think I tagged y'all, somebody on Instagram, like, damn, there ain't no black clothing in Denver? Like, really?
Ken folks, let me get this camera here real quick.
Yeah.
Damo, my partner in crime, our network will build an actual video database of actual black businesses that we know. So if you also want to have your information on this database, go to our network. At gmail.com, submit. We'll also be soliciting to get that information too, because that's a great idea.
And with that, I say type into Jice Johnson. She has something called the Black Business Initiative, where she's reaching out to a lot of the black business and trying to make sure that that network is so we don't have to work in silos. We can work together for that.
I'll work with her on that then. I'll call you on Monday.
Both of those ideas is things that everybody need to know though. You know what I'm saying? Like the in crowd know that. Okay, the people that know you, I know that. Boom, I can spread it to the people. But the regular nigga that work at goddamn FedEx, that's just a black nigga, he just happened to live in Denver, how he gonna get it? How he gonna know?
So it's really just building a campaign
you feel
to push
what I'm saying?
that issue.
Yeah.
But I will
it's
say
the
this.
market and the to our 2% of niggas that we got out here, how we gonna get it to the regular everyday?
Same way.
We know.
Same way.
I know the same way y'all get the club full, right? It's like you got to use influencers to be able to. It's the same way you get. So when you move to a new club and everybody was going to the old club, you use your strategic planning to make sure these certain people are there, or it's free for the first 10 days and then it starts charging, right? So the same way when we do that, you have to like use that same ingenuity that y'all have to be what y'all are, because y'all doing it, right?
Facts.
That can work in the black community and say, all right, we gonna host a pop-up party outside of this black business. The first 10 people to get here, we gonna give y'all VIP to the next KTone birthday bash, right? And everybody gonna show up.
Facts. Yeah.
True story.
Yeah. We just all
one thing I
be
did notice, though, I will say this in the point to what KTone was saying. When the pandemic first really hit, it really was concentrated of real unity. It was really a beautiful thing to see in the first month of, the month and a half of the pandemic. It seemed like we were buying black. Our resources were black. We were reaching into our community for help. And that right there was powerful. However, I believe because we're not habitually, because we're all habitual creatures, I believe because we haven't got this mentality and this practice ingrained and programmed in us, that it's fading off the more we'll have access to more stuff. Ross is open, so we gonna go. All these other folks and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So trying to get that is really going to be the hard part, but it does go into marketing. It does go into influencers like yourselves to being able to push that agenda, and again, our network, if we want in it, we're going to do it. Let's do it.
Well, the thing that I think, if anything, coronavirus, COVID-19 has taught us is that the things that we thought weren't possible are possible, right? So we were told that we couldn't get online schools for certain demographics of schools because we had to have kids in the classroom and we had to make sure, but then coronavirus hit and we found a way to do it. Right? There were certain businesses where you'll never be able to work remotely. You'll never be able to be home. We need you to be here. Coronavirus hits, now you're working remotely, right? Yeah. So I think what we have to do is realize that the doors that we thought were closed aren't actually closed. Absolutely. The things that we thought weren't possible doesn't mean it's not possible. Yeah. And that we can utilize this, right? I'm seeing online platforms that never existed. I'm a poet, and we get on Poetry Lives, and we have heard people all over the country doing poetry together. The world, we have the chick in Africa and folks everywhere, right? Yeah. So if we can utilize this to get that, Versus wasn't a thing before coronavirus hits, and now we have big time entertainment where we got 400,000, you know what I'm saying? So utilizing that fact to say that the old way wasn't working. It wasn't. We know it wasn't. Right. But that doesn't mean that our new normal has to be going back to the old way. It means right now it's innovating and say, all right, I know Squizzy has a way to get to this demographic of people, and I know I have a way to get to this demographic of people. What are ways that we can work together? I got a black ski club, right? We know black folks don't go to the mountains all the time, but people from all over the world come here for it. So what is a way that I can say, Squiz, KTone, I need y'all to pull up with me up into Aspen next year. Right. Ski Noir, my black ski club's gonna host it. We're gonna make sure that we give y'all pub. We're gonna do some party buses on the way up there, and we're gonna change the narrative of folks saying, I don't ski, but Squizzy gonna be, shoot, I'm gonna go ski. Yeah. KTone go, I'm gonna go ski.
I think,
right? We gotta just change it.
I think that's our biggest, right where you stop, our biggest problem is, one, somebody like me, say you hit me with that, somebody like me eliminated my ego to fuck with you and do it, and then somebody like you being cool enough to ask me to be a part of it. That's the fucking gap we have to, you know what I'm saying, that we fucking up on. Cause somebody like me be like, nah, I ain't fucking with that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm good at my own. But us being inviting to that, and then somebody that might not be in that lane being able to reach out to somebody who's in that lane and ask for a favor or ask for help on this shit. That's the gap, the bridge we gotta, you know what I'm saying, come together on.
That's a good question. So is there is there a gap that needs to be fulfilled between
for sure,
we'll say nightlifers, DJs, and the activists, so to speak, or
I wish me and this nigga talk way more.
Peace.
You know what I'm saying? But it's my ego and my nigga, I'm about to turn up, fuck this shit, you know what I'm saying? Right. And he about this nigga positive. It don't go in the same room, you know what I'm saying? But if we talk, we could find that medium ground wherever it's at and do that.
Peace.
But that's both of us. That's not me. That's not him. But it's both of us in every
Both
facet.
in general,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right. Both
But-
representations.
Yeah,
of the
for
world.
sure.
You know,
Like, who gonna come to me that's on some protest shit? Like, Squizzy, we can help you. We can have you on this. And I'm fucked up. I'm turned up. I'm lit. I don't even look like approachable to be on that. But we have to bridge that gap. You know what I'm saying? And I'm scared to go to them niggas. Like, bro, I'm the turn up nigga.
You know,
What I look like going to activists talking about, man, what can we do? You know what I'm
Quiet
saying?
as kept,
It's both of
the
us.
activists probably turn up with you, bro.
Yeah, fuck
You
around.
might not even know. They might be in
Absolutely.
the club right
For
with
sure.
you.
He been in the
You
club all the
online
time.
right there. They online like, hold on, Squizzy on.
But that's
You feel me?
So I can always speak up from my side. That's my ego.
No, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
And
That's ego.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah,
Real
that's
shit.
ego.
That's how we get to solutions.
That's a lack of communication.
Facts.
Right.
And that's what we
how
gotta have as leaders to be like, nigga, we in this from every part of.
So T-Rob had a great
The
point
shit,
earlier
you know what I
today on City and County with Big J. And his initiative was the black, so it was, excuse me if I say it wrong, but I believe it was like a black men initiative or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Where basically there's a day or a couple of days a week or a day a week or whatever within the month that all of these influencers, all of these men come together and we talk and we disagree and we have opinions and we let it out, right? And we're able to do that and so on and so forth. But it's all love at the end of the day, right? So on Thursday, it's nothing but love at these initiatives, right? But on Friday, if you are on a different, say if you're a Republican and a Democrat, right? On Friday, we can go back and forth at it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And handle that all the way through. But then when Thursday we come together, we understand what's bigger than your position or your job is us as black men.
Yeah.
And we're able to still come to fellowship. I thought that was a great idea. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I think that's dope.
awesome,
And that's
man.
something, and that's actually something that has been supposed to be going on the past couple of years, and it just never happened. You know what I mean? And T-Rob can make it happen, man. Make it happen. Make it happen. Do it. You know what I'm saying?
And I say I'm with it. I'm with it in the sense of we have to get past ourselves to move forward.
But like,
Right? And
that's-
seeing what quarantine showed me is that, God, when you sit in them four walls in your room and you like just beating your head up against it, you trying to figure out a way to get united with the world, right? And quarantine showed me that we're a lot better together than I would ever be by myself. And if we can start reaching those, you know what I'm saying? So Squizzy, I give you my word. We working on it.
Facts.
KTone, I've already seen you work on things, right?
Yeah.
Because there's been times when I was like, dang, Tone, I just need, we trying to do this black male thing. You know, we did a power up summit at the Evie Dennis campus like 3 years ago at this point. And I was like, Tone, I ain't got a bunch of money because that ain't me. Like the Nuggets can pay you 5 racks to show up. I got 300, but that 300 comes from the heart. That's all my 300 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I give you more, I can't pay rent, but I'm gonna give it to you, and you show up. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that's the price, but like as an example. So I think we have to have more opportunities for us to say, pull up. It may not be what you're used to doing, but in the same sense with me, I'm gonna give you work, right? So if y'all need something, and I'm like, hey, I know a bunch of folks who we ready to do the work. You know what I'm saying? So if you're saying, hey, we gonna do a pop-up club somewhere. Hey, I got a bunch of people. We gonna show up and work. We not just there to party, but we gonna party with a purpose.
Facts.
So y'all got my word, man. If y'all want to put something together, I'll put something together. We work on something with your platform. Make sure that y'all are involved as well. It's time right now to stop saying we gonna stay in these silos. Because if we stay in silos, we gonna die.
Silo always been killing
I think one of our problems is all of us is be like, nigga, I'm with it. Let's do it. But we need a motherfucker. We need a motherfucker that's going. All right, bet. Everybody with it. I got everybody with us, but let's put the fucking plan in motion.
Yeah.
Let me be the leader on this shit.
The statement is that we're not outnumbered, we're just unorganized.
We're unorganized, and we need a motherfucking leader. And I wish I was that person. I want to be that person.
But you know,
and I strive to be that person.
I have to say you are.
Yeah.
In a sense of
and
even
that's what
having this
scared me.
conversation.
And that's what scared me. Like, nigga, I know I am.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
But with great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm that nigga, he's that nigga, you that nigga, you that nigga. But it's like, we got to take that next step and be like, okay, I know I got these people behind me, but let's do it.
Who's gonna
Not
take-
just say, all right, I'm with it.
It's about
Let me know.
taking
Call me, nigga.
And that's what this protest is about, right? So when we think about what's happening downtown, what we're happening in all over the country, it's folks saying that same thing. I'm sick of stuff being how it is.
Yeah.
What are ways that we can make it better? And some folks think I have to go out there to like tear stuff up to make it better. But what we're saying is right now, you don't have to go out there. You can. That's an avenue of it. But it's also about us building. Right, so what are ways as black men that we're gonna come together? What are ways that we're gonna come to our sisters? And it's not only because we're trying to holler, but we're gonna come together working with them. When we think about our babies and them young folks coming after us, what are things that we're gonna intentionally do to say, all right, every year we have this event and that we gonna have that for whatever kid shows up. Right,
Thanks.
I'm gonna take this your way that you can connect to some Nuggets or some Broncos.
Absolutely.
The way that you're able to use this digital marketing and be able to bring people together from all over. The way that I may be able to have some grassroots folks. How are we gonna be able to leverage the communities that we represent and that we're a part of, and say, all right, we're all gonna come together for this one or these multiple issues to help our community. And we've seen it before.
Facts.
Right, when folks start shooting in the hood and we start doing a unity thing, we'll have a barbecue for a day, right? If such and such got shot in Park Hill, we're gonna have a unity fest and we're gonna have DJs DJing at the unity fest. We're gonna have people filming it to make sure that people know. We're gonna have folks, standing on front line, this shouldn't happen no more. But then the next day we go home.
Facts.
How do we keep it going?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that after this break. We're gonna talk about how we keep it going, being consistent, and more strategies. Real quick, we're gonna take a break real quick. Stay right here. Tag people while we take this break. Tag your people right now.
Hey man, we back.
Yeah. So we back, Digital Online Showcase, man. Big shout out to the Gold Boys. Follow them on Instagram, Gold Boys 303. Support something. We talked about support something. GoldBoysClothing.com. GetBusyLivingStudios.com if you need studio time. Holla at them, man. You get $100. You spend $100, you get 4 hours of studio time. Support
That's
them.
a great deal.
Support the AHRR Network, AHRR Network. Follow their page, AHRR page.
AHRRNetwork.com.
AHRRNetwork.com.
Facts.
Squizzy Taylor, myself.
I got the mask for sale. Get with me. You need a mask.
Yeah.
Fuck with me.
Celebrate
Celebrate life, baby.
And
Celebrate
I
life.
want to tell y'all real quick right now. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning in to my 2020 segment.
Facts.
This is a big week. Tomorrow, I have an artist named Kizzy from St. Louis. We've been playing this record, Street Love. And then Wednesday, it's a lot going on with the protests. We got one of the biggest activists in the world, David Banner's going to be on the show this Wednesday. Instagram at DJ KTone. So make sure you tune into that. And
Facts.
what was we talking about, fella?
Yeah, man. So we talking about like as we're leveraging our communities, what are ways that we can get that moving forward and action item and making sure it actually happens? Because it sounds good, right? We could do a lot of rhetoric and talking right now, but if we're just sitting on these couches talking, we're doing the same thing that folks downtown are doing when they're breaking glass. We're just doing something that has no purpose behind it, right? So what is ways that we can take it to the next level? And I would love as we, as people are watching, help us know, like, what are some things that you got going on in your communities, that you got going on through your networks that can say, all right, I can leverage something that Q's doing. I work in schools, I work in church, I work in the community, right? What are ways that we can bring some of those groups to say, all right, I go to the club.
Right.
Although I'm in the church, I go to the club, and I don't feel that those two things have to be mutually exclusive. What are ways that we can bring in the network and the marketing and say, all right, I know that this person is getting a bad rap because they're from this neighborhood or something. What are ways that I could teach them from a marketing perspective that, all right, if you just change this little piece about what you say on social media, people will fool with you a little bit different. It's not you turning white, it's not you turning who you are, but I can just teach you something. If you could tag something a little bit different, you're gonna get 400 more people to view what you're talking about instead of you just coming on and saying, I hate all black people, right? So there's ways that we can leverage what we know to help folks to grow, and then we grow together.
Facts.
So I think, like you said, what T. Rob was talking about, even just with the men's session, I mean, I think there needs to be those sessions. There needs to be brainstorming sessions. There needs to be meetings frequently and be consistent. Plan, plot, strategize.
Can I present this? Let me at least start it off then. I was gonna ask you guys what would be one or two things that you guys would want to happen or what should happen for us to get, you know what I'm saying, to this point, right, that we want to get to, right? Let me start it off then and say this and really ask y'all and, you know, put y'all on the spot. What date you guys have open? You see what I'm saying? It could be done now and here and put y'all really on the spot in a sense.
Facts.
What date is open? What date do we have? What date do we set to start organizing?
I mean, I think ASAP. I mean, for
ASAP is I'm talking real scheduled time. You got a lot of things going. You got a lot of things going. You have your own things going.
I would
we all have our own things going.
I would say a Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
If you're asking me a Monday or Tuesday, try to get an off day. You know what I mean? When around the time people leave and work. All right, don't go straight home. Just come on straight to where we at. Let's knock this meeting out. You know what I mean? If you ask me, let's do it Tuesday.
Okay.
Let's do it Tuesday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel all that. I feel like if we really give a fuck, I keep cussing too much. If we really care about the community, what's going on, we gonna make time. If everybody ain't had I just turned down $1,000 to have this conversation. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like if you really care, we gonna make time. You feel what I'm saying? And if the people that really care come together, it don't matter when it is. Like we gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Cause nigga, the money never stop moving. This conversation, we all missing money right now. You feel what I'm saying? But it's important. You feel what I'm saying? So, nigga, whenever time, if you really give a fuck, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, make the time.
Now, I'm with it. I say, you know, if it's a Monday or Tuesday, whenever it is, we'll make time. Like this Tuesday, I'm doing a continuation with the kids, so that time won't work. But like, if we say a Tuesday, let's connect. I'll move my schedule to make it happen outside of their continuation because that's not.
But
fair.
everybody gotta
but
be.
I'm with it. But I think for your point, Squiz, what I want to say is that for me, my only ask if we put this together is that we limit the grandstanding. Right? Because it's easy for me to get there and want to prove to you that I'm somebody. So now I'm going to be there talking a lot about the things that I've done, and I'm going to be peacocking to like try to make you be like, oh yeah, Q's doing
this
right?
in my mind, and only for it to work, it's almost like when you go to a big time comedy show, you got to put your phone at the door, right?
Put your ego at the door.
You gotta put your agenda at the door.
Your ego.
Now I do respect agenda because I feel like everybody should respect agenda. I feel like everybody has an agenda at the end of the day. However, in these rooms, it should only be about fellowship if that's the agenda. You see what I'm saying? The key point I think that was made in the suggestion was outside of whatever day it is, we can disagree and go through the situations, right? Yeah. But when we get together on Mondays and Tuesdays, it's not about stressing your agenda. It's just about us being together.
Yeah. And within that, breaking out to say, all right, in a crowd of 200, maybe I won't feel comfortable sharing what I need to share.
Right.
But if we have a bunch of men, because it can't just be us, right? So if we have a bunch of men coming from all over, it's saying, all right, for this first meeting, we're going to break out in a group of 5, and there's going to be a topic that says, and that topic is going to be able to have somebody like Squizzy be able to say, yo, I don't feel comfortable doing this. right? Y'all see me up behind the DJ stand doing this, but this is what makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And somebody like me being like, hey, when I'm standing and doing this behind a pulpit, this is what makes me uncomfortable, and it makes me scared, right? So that we start to build bonds by saying, your turntables in my pulpit, we both have fear.
Facts.
But if we can break through those fears and come together and be like, yo, man, we not that different.
Can I propose?
Go.
I was gonna say, could I propose something? Maybe, you know what I'm saying? And again, it's definitely up to you. I'm putting it on your shoulders in a sense, because you guys are the influencers in this lane that I'm thinking. Because myself personally, I think our first fellowship shouldn't even have any agenda.
No.
And what I'm saying is, what I believe is, if it's just DJ KTone and DJ Squizzy DJing an event where black men are coming together and we're not doing nothing but just coming together. There's not somebody to speak. There's not a panel. There's not a host. It's just us, hey, loving, giving love to each other, grooving, talking, whatever it is. Conversation will bubble up, of course, because we're men in the same, in these environments, but without an agenda, without a panel, without saying special guest, and it's just, you know what? Here's a call to black men, DJ Squizzy, DJ K-Tone, throwing an event, pull up.
Facts. I want to say, nigga, I had such, I think the word to describe it is anxiety or whatever the fuck yesterday, because I felt weak as fuck for not being at the protest. I felt lame. I lived downtown. I was looking for my window, and I'm like, bro, I should be down there with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't see no black people. I'm like, nah, and my safety, and then nigga, just my brand, all that bullshit. And I felt weak as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I put it on Facebook. I don't know if y'all seen it. I'm like, bro, I got so many mixed emotions. I don't know what to do. I don't know how I feel. I don't know what to do, what's right, what I should do in this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then DJ Musa, the OG, you know what I'm saying, called me like, bro, come to my crib. Pull up. You know what I'm saying? And nigga, I went over there right away. Like, nigga got some smoke, went over there and just sat with him for like 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? And he calmed me down all the way to like, understand your position. This might not be your position, but understand your time's gonna come. Just keep your eyes open. Do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like us having conversations, like to your point, like ain't gotta be no agenda, but us being able to just communicate with other black people or other leaders, you know what I'm saying, is enough. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in my crib like, nigga, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like going through it, and I text niggas like, bro, what should we do? We gotta be doing something. We gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Like something needs to be done. I can't just sit here and just act like nothing's going on and I'm popping and I'm cool. Like I gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like us coming together and just getting different perspectives and letting the nigga know, like he says, like, nigga, you not wrong for thinking like that. Right. You right for thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's important.
But
so I feel like us coming together, agenda or not, just men being able to speak to other men and being comfortable and being open and being free is what we need. You feel what I'm saying?
What we doing right now?
Because I ain't that type of nigga.
What we doing right now is taking the first step. This is the first step right
Facts.
now. We could have easily just ran our show and played music.
Yeah.
This is the first step. Acknowledging that we even have this issue.
Facts.
And that we need to be doing something. That's the first step.
And there's value in conversation, right? So like in my fraternity, there's been issues that we've had over years because we haven't had a chance to sit down and talk, right? I'm mad at somebody for in 19 whatever or in 2000 whatever, they did X, Y, or Z, and I'm mad at them because we never had a chance to talk about it. We may have went to fists, we may have done something else, but we never sat down and talked, right?
Yeah.
So what this quarantine has helped is that we got like an app where like everybody from my chapter is on that app and you're able to talk. And what we've been seeing over the last few weeks is that there's beefs that have been before I even became a member that I was picked to be on one side or the other because one person fooled me or the other. And because we had never had an app where everybody could talk and everybody could see what was being said, we was just listening to this side, listening to that side, and being upset.
So that's actually an issue. That's been the issue. So just how you speaking of that in that sense, I believe, Tuck, something you can touch it. That's been the issue in the Denver or whatever music culture because it's always related back to some gang beef or whatever. You know, he can't rap with such and such because his homie, it's been the same thing. You know what I mean? But the beef's been going on so long, these people ain't talking. Nobody ever squashed it, so we can't do music with such and such. Okay, I can't push his music, I don't support that. So, I mean, I think it just comes with, like you said, conversation and dialogue. And it just ultimately has to just end. Like,
I'm gonna tell y'all, talking is hard to do. I'm not a talking nigga. If I wasn't faded right now, I wouldn't be talking as much as I'm talking right now. Like, that's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's because we not around it every day. And maybe that's just some black shit. I don't know. But we not around expressing your feelings, expressing what you scared about, expressing what you don't like, especially what you feel bad about. We not around that shit.
So
I don't talk about that with nobody.
I'd like to give a chance to kind of empower you in a sense. Because I interviewed you. We talked for hours, right? We talked hours, right?
Facts, yeah.
And interviewing you, you know what I'm saying? You have a strong purpose, right?
Facts.
But I would love for you to understand that when I interviewed you, it took a lot of, I wouldn't say the right choices, but it took a lot of crossroad choices for you to be where you're at.
Absolutely.
Right?
For sure.
Basically saying, you know what? I can't go down that road. I'm gonna go down this road, right?
Facts.
At least when I interviewed it, without going to, because that interview will be coming out.
Nah,
but without, you know, but you've come to those crossroads, right?
Facts.
And what I'm saying, empowering you, is that to get where you've gotten, as well as like celebrities like LeBron, Jaylen Brown, I just seen from the Celtics, said he had such a hard, wondering what he was gonna do because he's a celebrity, right? He's from Atlanta, right? He lives in Boston. You feel what I'm saying? He felt the impact from up there in Boston, and what he did was take a drive and ended up driving to Atlanta 15 hours. Ended up leading an actual protest. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you're not the only one in your position that comes to these decisions, because you're always at the crossroad. You know what I'm saying? At least from my understanding.
Yeah.
I say cross it, bro.
Yeah.
I think you're ready.
It's scary though.
I'm not saying it is, but you got KTone.
That first step.
You got Uncle Tux.
Yeah.
You got Q.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? You got Dom. You got folks.
But to speak from young niggas that don't know that they had that, like, you don't see that every day. You know what I'm saying? And that first step is the scariest step. And we come from a generation of nigga, you weak if you express yourself. Like, that's some weak shit. That's lame. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, turn up, nigga, get some hoes, or, you know what I'm saying? Shoot it, whatever the case may be. We not on no express nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just where we come from. So it's, nigga, you gotta think, I'm 31. And until I got in my 30s, nigga, I feel like my mind did not work. So for 29 years, I was on some, nigga, that's lame as hell. Nigga, watch out. You know what I'm saying? Now that I've been 30, it's like, okay, nigga, you gotta speak that shit. You gotta get that shit out. You know what I'm saying? But to speak for everybody who's not on that, we never have been taught that.
We never been communication. I think what you're saying is communicating. I think what we're doing is communicating.
Because who are we communicating with?
What we need to do is actually, you know, Vague Loop. Shout out to DJ Musa too for actually calling Squizzy on that, and actually, you know, that's dope for an elder. I don't want to call you an elder, but for an OG to actually do, that's really dope. You know, it's a situation where I feel like we all need to come together. I actually lost my point, so go to the.
I'll pick up. Who are we going to? You know what I'm saying? Q is mature, way above his age, but who is somebody like me that don't know nothing but turn up, get fucked up,
but you communicate, bro.
Do all these shit. No, I'm saying, but who do we go to? I got KTone. Luckily, I got this nigga, but you gotta think about the average motherfucker that just come to the club, whatever they doing. You know what I'm saying? Who do they have to go to?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what this organically could become. Is finding the OGs in a sense of who are gonna be the elders that's gonna take the time to say, all right, young blood, when, you know what I'm saying, and not on the I'm looking down on you aspect, but on the let me put you on game, right? I'm so thankful, and you know what I'm saying, I say this all the time, the only reason I made it out of Park Hill was because there was OGs who was like, come here, You know what I'm saying? Push you into something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you on the football team and you're doing different type of things, and I know KTone does a whole lot with the football team, right? You're implementing seeds into those kids to say there's other things out here besides X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
But even if you're involved in X, Y, or Z, you still valuable. Right? Sometimes as a black man, we're told, all right, well, if I didn't do that college thing, I ain't worth this. Or if I didn't do that gangbang stuff, but I'm not black, right? So what are the ways that we can get some folks to say, hey, I just want to talk to you about where you're at, right? And work on some things, right? And to your point, man, being afraid to talk is how they keep us in our situation. Because if I can continue to make you feel you're weak by sharing something, right? Then you won't share. And then somebody can whisper in your ear and be like, oh, you know, all them cues is horrible. And you a Kappa, right? So now you like, well, shoot, all them cues is horrible. But when we sit down and talk, shoot, your main man is a bruh, right? So like, what are ways that we can open that dialogue? And I think that, to your point, going back to like, let's figure out a way to work with T-Rock, work with whoever we need to do to set up a men's whatever it needs to be. Like, we can involve women later, but we know that's gonna sidetrack us if we start with it, right? So what are ways that we can just sit down and be like, from our age demographic, a little bit older, a little bit younger, let's get us together. And then once we get on one accord, then we start figuring out ways to like reach up, right? Because there's some definite OGs in this community, right? There's some people at my church that I didn't realize Martin Luther King wrote letters to. Some folks who was the first doctors or who've been the biggest lawyers. We got a person who's a billionaire. Right? Rob Smith. Like, that dude is doing things, and all over the world is taking notice where he's paying college tuitions, and that dude from right here. There's no reason we shouldn't have a line to link in with him, and we know people who are his cousins, his brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I think it starts with what you're saying. We gotta create that. We gotta sit down and talk with each other. Once we do that, then we start having a youth program.
You gotta be
right. Them kids learn how to DJ.
Cultivation.
They learn how to do media. They learn how to do stuff that I'm doing, right? And then we start having different lanes and avenues where we're growing up that next group, so that we don't have another kid 20 years from now being like, nah, man, I can't talk to you.
What's dope is two things. I did get reminded of my point. But what's dope is on that is actually to think that all of that will actually evolve from an actual, I swear, I promise I see it too if y'all see it, an actual so-called club event. I'm telling you, no agenda with just brothers in the room getting comfortable, at least just seeing each other, being in the room. Oh, you showed up. You showed up. Without no agenda being pushed, without anybody trying to push their agenda. It doesn't matter if you're Crip blood, no matter, we're not trying to change you or nothing. We just want you in the room. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more powerful to where if we do that a couple times, to where it's a situation where like, all right, now we in here. All right, now let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You felt the love, you felt the brotherhood. We here now, let's make plans, let's organize, right? So, but I do want to get to the point, and it does kind of, you know, cap a lot of things we were saying. Again, shout out to Vague Luch for making this point that actually kept it in my mind. He went live probably about like 3-4 months ago, and the title of his live was, "We need to redefine what is OG." You see what I'm saying? We need to redefine what is getting classified as an OG. And what that looks like. You see what I'm saying? So when we're getting guidance, we're understanding that OG is really like the mountaintop. You see what I'm saying? It's not something that is just, you know, you on the block or whatever, or your name because you're little whoop 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 or whatever the situation is. What is really OG in your community? You see what I'm saying? If we redefine that, because that has been defined for us, or we define, you know, whatever it is, we redefine that, I think that's very important.
And once it's defined, the responsibility is then placed there.
To uphold it.
Right? Because we got some OGs or people who think of themselves as OGs or are respected in the hood as OGs who don't do anything to make the next generation better. They're happy with that name. So instead of me giving you something, right? Right? The fact that I love KTone with you is the fact that KTone could be like, nah, man, all this DJ stuff mine. Forget Squizzy. I'm gonna make sure no club fools with him because I want it all. Right? But as an OG, it doesn't have to be age, it has to be maturity, right? As an OG, there's times when KTone has been like, yo, man, come holler at me. Go through here, do this right here, right? Because he understood there's responsibility with the term, right? You can't just be an OG by name, because if we give somebody that status, that means you have to feel the responsibility of the young people coming after you and actually do something to help them out.
And the empowerment, as you say, there's a lot of OGs out there by the new term. There's a lot of OGs out there that feel weak, that need to be empowered. because based upon what people have defined what OG is. You see what I'm saying? There's folks that feel like that what they're doing is weak or whatever, when actually, no, you're actually the OG.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
To tie this back to where we started, once we establish that, there won't be outside groups that are able to come and protest in our city because the men would have, and you know, once it branches out, whatever that needs to be, I don't want any of our women to be like, it's all the men, right? But the men would have gotten on one accord where it's like, all right, something happened in the community, we're showing up. Right? So that Squiz won't have to feel like, oh man, I can't go down there, I'm feeling weak, because we've already established, all right, your lane is gonna be this. On Friday, you're gonna host blah, 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 blah. That fits into your lane, so it's not gonna make you feel uncomfortable. And I'm gonna be able to be like, all right, I'm walking the Black Lives Matter protest, or I'm walking people who are saying no justice, no peace protest in front of the club.
Yeah.
Right? So that you could be like, all right, for the next 10 minutes, these folks, whatever that needs to be, and we're together.
Yeah.
But we've established that so that when outside provocateurs try to come into the community and be like, nah, we gonna burn this stuff down, that's why the Black Panthers were so powerful. Because they had the discipline to be able to be like, nah, right here. They would follow the police, but they knew, all right, the 4 of us are doing this, but that doesn't mean every Black Panther needs to be in the car following. There had to be other individuals who are controlling the media, who are making the 10-point plan, who are making sure that kids were getting fed in the hood, who are making sure, and everybody had their lane, so you had your soldiers who were soldiering, but you had other individuals, but they were on one accord. So if we can get on one accord, these folks can't come in.
Organization.
And big shout out to Dre. I want to shout out to Native Son on here too, man. He's saying a lot of comments. I can't even read them on Native Son, but shout out to you. And shout out to Dre, because earlier what she said was we need to basically, you know, start having these private meetings. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting our meetings be known. And, okay, we're gonna meet up here. Nah. Keep it private. You know what I mean? So they can't infiltrate.
There's power in moving in silence, man.
Power moving in silence.
It should be one of the keys to life, right? Is that, and that's what makes this so deadly. Is that I want to be able to go live on the gram. I want everybody to feel, oh man, I was in the room with you. Right? You know who was there? But if we're able to be like you said, if cell phones collected at the door.
Egos at the door. Cell phones.
So then we sit there. So then somebody like a Rob, or somebody like a Don Cheeto who's from here, or somebody like a whoever, you know, because it ain't about the name. But somebody like that could still be in the room and be like, shoot, we dialoguing. We working to make, so then people don't understand, well, damn, how is this networking and marketing company able to make the moves that they make? Because we're not broadcasting how the moves were made. Right?
It's where the action speaks louder than the words of the broadcast, where the revolution won't be televised, so to speak.
That's why he said it.
You see what I'm saying? So I just want to, if you, because we're in a situation where you brought up the 10-point plan, and you're probably familiar with the Detroit, oh my goodness, the street code from Detroit. You guys have you guys seen the street code in Detroit?
No.
So they're considered like the new era Detroit. You familiar with new era?
No, this is new for me.
So new era Detroit is actually considered like a new Black Panther party, so to speak.
Wow,
okay.
okay.
And they're actually making a few moves. I'm only bringing this up because I got like their 10-point plan.
All right.
And their 10-point plan, I'm just curious to know, how do you guys feel? Because when I read it, I was like, And I'm gonna try to speed through it, you know what I'm saying, kind of real quicker, you know what I'm saying, if y'all don't mind, real shit. Number 1, no drive-bys. Too many Black babies are being killed from random drive-bys. These random shootings already took the lives of several Black babies. This must stop. There's nothing gangsta about babies and children being killed. Drive-by shootings from here on out will make you a public enemy throughout the entire city.
Facts.
It's real.
Powerful, right?
So this is
This is their rules,
okay.
that they're as new era that they're implementing, and would like. And when I seen it, I was like, this needs to go.
Yeah, keep going, man, because that's powerful. I like the first
number 2. All rapists, child molesters in the community must be turned in and dealt with immediately. We cannot allow rapists in the community preying on our women. That can be your mother, sister, or daughter. Sexual assault committed against our women and children will not be tolerated in our communities. Okay. Number 3, concerts and parties are neutral territory. No shooting. Too often innocent people get killed at parties and are not the actual target. Handle your beefs at your own risk in your own space. Number 4, respect the elders. Any harm or violence towards elderly in a serious violation, elders are harmless and defenseless. Attacking them in the same as attacking a baby will result in you being public enemy number 1 throughout the entire city.
Facts.
Yeah.
Number 5, respect. If no one has done anything to you, show them the love and give them the respect that's deserved.
That one's hard.
Facts.
Okay? Ooh, isn't
Some
it?
people,
You
I
know,
got
just
me
by
money
habit.
just because you there.
All of these are habits that we could easily break, but it's really just consistency.
Like it though.
Number 6, all beefs must be handled away from school grounds, churches, businesses. Once again, it's imperative that we leave innocent people out of beefs. They're not saying cross your colors. We're tribal naturally. We're tribal in groups. There will be altercations. There will be beefs. But if you have a code and a creed, it can be handled in a respectable manner. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate that too. Know who your enemy is.
Ooh.
Deal directly with them and nobody else.
Right.
That's huge.
That means you have to know yourself to know your enemy.
That's grown man shit though.
Man.
Number 8, no slinging or dope dealing to the children or pregnant women. That's genocide to our people. Think about that. They're not saying that they don't understand the hustle. You see what I'm saying? I'm not advocating, but I'm just saying, listen to what they're saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Protect your ground. You know what I'm saying? For, you know, I remember being the dope dealer, young teens, and, you know, in our community, we used to sell out this park in Joliet's, over at the Joliet's, but all of us dope was like, wait a minute, this is our park, this is our community. We might sell dope in here, but let's clean up. We bought all the cleaning supplies, started feeding the homeless, started doing that shit in our own neighborhood. We still selling dope.
Yeah.
But there was some pride there. But I'm saying it takes it another level. So I understand that. Number 9, do not shoot any victims of robbery. There is nothing more cowardly than robbing someone. Okay, I see what it says. Do not shoot any victims of robbery.
So if you're robbing somebody, don't shoot them. You're already taking this
You're
step.
already taking this step. There is nothing more cowardly than robbing someone. Getting what you want out of them, then shooting them after you got what you want is the most cowardly thing you could do.
Facts.
Number 10, enforce and honor the street code. Make our streets honorable, respected, and true to the game. I thought those 10
Yeah.
were
That's lovely.
huge, bro.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that really could be implemented in all communities
That's
and
in
respected
Detroit?
in all communities.
That's Detroit?
Detroit New Era Group. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
actually
like
have an
that.
interview with them coming too. But go ahead.
I think any successful group has had a code of conduct, has had a mission statement, has had a vision and a purpose, right? And that if you know what that is, then you can govern yourself accordingly, right? So when you look at, you know, El Hajj Malik al-Shabazz, when we look at Malcolm X and why that party was so powerful before they had the infiltrators who, you know, changed things up, was they had a code of conduct, what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. So when you move knowing what, if we've already understood what the chessboard was, and we know what those moves are because we've already established what the code of conduct is, I don't even have to holler at Tones to be like, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna, because you already know what the next move is supposed to be.
Right.
So then we are able to move in silence because now we're already like, shoot, it's already been bred, that discipline of what you are or not supposed to do. But the hard thing about discipline is sometimes it doesn't allow you to be opportunistic. And some people love the opportunity because that's how they get rich.
Right.
True indeed.
Definitely.
True indeed. You do, but you definitely got to understand what is taking advantage and what is taking advantage. It sounds crazy, but you know, you gotta. There's really an actual split and understanding on that.
Yeah.
Go on.
But
Yeah, no, you good.
no, I definitely, man, I definitely think we need a new era chapter here. I mean, that's definitely a code that every city needs to live by, for sure. I think if we live by those rules and those codes, man, I think we're gonna save lives. I think we're gonna build more. I think we'll be better off as a people.
Can I start heading towards a close by saying this?
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
too?
please.
You can go first. You want me to
No.
ask
Go ask your question first, please.
My question is, as black men that have brands and that have a voice, and I ask that to both of y'all, or actually all three of y'all, what can we do to help right now? What is the best way to help what's going on in the world right now? Anybody can answer, because I need an answer. And if nobody has it,
No, I mean, I didn't want to be first, but I mean, the first thing that comes on my heart or my mind is a LeBron James, right? is he's been very protective of his brand, very professional of his platform. However, everybody still waits for him to speak. Everybody waits for him to see what side of the fence he's going to stand on. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I think he gets fully empowered by us because he's not Jordan. Because it is a different time period. This is a time period where actually standing up for who you are, no matter what side you stand on, is respected.
Fact.
I appreciate that as myself because I appreciate consistency and character. So if you're a racist and you're a racist all day, I literally can respect that than you being a shadow racist. You know what I'm saying?
You being real.
You know what I'm saying?
You're one too.
So there today, that's actually empowered. Is even if you are nervous about actually saying what you're saying, but the fact that you're actually being forthright about your feelings, your emotions, that's not as frowned upon as it was back in the day. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I could see people actually gravitating to DJ Squizzy saying, you know what, I just want to take this moment. I am nervous. I am in a situation where I do feel vulnerable based upon the platform I built as a kid to get to here and understanding that. However, these are my feelings. These are my people. You see what I'm saying? So there's power in that. So I would say follow that because I think you've made bad decisions in your life, but you've been kind of groomed in making some right decisions. I think your heart is on the right path and your mind's in the right path. So I think empowering your word is the best thing that you can do as a socialite. You're an influencer. You are a socialite. And I think in today's day and age, with the access of people's personal being and their space, it's open for you to actually say, you know what? I don't know what to do, but this is how I feel.
Fact.
You see what I'm saying? So I can't tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? But I will invite you and say, it's not weak. It's actually, for me, you know what I'm saying, who comes from the culture of actually not crying, holding it in, get up, you know what I'm saying, that type of shit, your skin you need, niggas only a burn, get up and keep moving. I come from that.
Yeah.
But there was a space missing as men to be able to express, to be able to communicate, to be able to build brotherhood.
Absolutely.
As powerful as this was, just us communicating in the room, tomorrow for us, if we seen to each other tomorrow, it would be even powerful of an impact. The energy would just be juiced up, and you know what I'm saying? To where it would be different than yesterday.
Absolutely.
So I would definitely say, you know what I'm saying? Man, open up, bro. You got the platform. I think you solidified your fan base, so to speak. And they know you ain't no fucking tough guy, bro.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like real
Yes, sir,
shit, celebrate life, bro. You a lover. You got a heart as your fucking your emblem. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that would be from me, you know.
Okay.
My answer would be mental health, man. Like, what can we do right now is to recognize mental health is real, right? And I think if anything came out of quarantine is that sitting alone in your thoughts can be one of the hardest things to deal with, right? Because some of us are so used to pacifying it with going out to the club or drinking or going to the church and praying or going to, you know, a sporting arena and watching a game or playing in the game or going to the gym and working out. And that sitting at home just with your thoughts became difficult for a lot of us. Absolutely. So I would say one of the things that we could do right now is acknowledge mental health is a thing, right? Don't be afraid to be like, damn, there's some days I'm not okay. Right. There's some days that I need to get on the phone and call KTone and be like, yo, bro, I just need you to just be on the phone with me for a second, man, because I'm feeling some type of way and I don't know how to express that, right? I think if we can start being honest about the fact that mental health is real, it starts allowing us to have those conversations, because a lot of us feel like we're the only ones dealing with crap. So then when we're looking at what you're feeling, right? I'm looking out the window and I'm seeing people protest and I don't know if I should go out or not. One of the smartest things you did was you allowed yourself to sit in that space and then be able to allow yourself to talk to somebody about it, right? That is therapy. It just ain't going to a therapist, right? So us having the chance to know that mental health is important. And if we don't have to always pacify our emotions by, well, I gotta drink my problems away, I gotta smoke my problems away. Those things are fine for the times, but it doesn't take anything away. It's a Band-Aid. So I would say what can we do right now is acknowledge mental health is real. Acknowledge that there's gonna be days when you're not gonna be okay. There's gonna be times when your wife pisses you off, your baby mama pisses you off, the girl that you sleeping with because her friend trying to sleep with you pisses you off, right?
Yeah.
There's moments that we as men just gotta be like, shit, I ain't okay. And figure out what do you do with that once you get in that space? Who is the person that you know that you can call? Who is the person who knows that if you call, they don't pick up the phone and be like, cool, I'll just sit with you.
Facts.
As a man, I'm gonna let you cry if you cry.
Yeah.
Or if you don't, I'm gonna cry for you. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna talk with you, right? So I would say what we can do right now, man, is acknowledge mental health. And then start to figure out what is the thing that messes you up, right?
Yeah.
The other day it was you feeling like a punk because you saw other people doing something that you thought you had to do.
Yeah.
And then that messed you up mentally, right? That may be the same thing for me of when I'm standing in front of a police officer and I want to burn down the city. I want to enact some of the violent protests, but my daughter's right here next to me.
Facts.
So I can't engage them the way that I may want to in my heart because I know that I ain't no man if I'm gonna allow myself to let her get hurt.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
So if we can acknowledge mental health is real and that there's days that you won't operate or move the way that you want to, but that doesn't make you less than, I think it's gonna allow us to be more powerful. And we just gotta figure out like what are ways. Shameless plug, there's a book that just came out called The Unapologetic Guide for Black Mental Health. And that thing's been bananas.
You know
Who's that?
Spy?
Sure, I'll tell you right now. Give me a second.
We need that.
KTone, what
We
you
need
say?
that. I really do agree with the mental health aspect as well. And I think kind of what you're doing now, man, asking questions, reaching out, talking to other brothers, man, other people that might have the answers. You don't know any answers. I think we're so like you said, our egos get in the way, man, and we don't want to. I might not. Okay, I know Q got this answer. I ain't gonna call him though. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I mean, cause I'll do it.
Facts.
So that's what I'm saying. And I mean, I've gotten way better at that for sure. But I think that's an issue that we have as black men and as a people. We don't ask for the help, man. We don't acknowledge that we need something.
No. Yeah.
Or don't know something. You know what I'm saying? I think that's we could start there as well. Hey man, this is my issue I have. You might have an answer I don't have. Can you help me? Asking for help. You know what I'm saying? I think we should start there as well.
I feel.
So
I feel like a lot of people in my position right now
yeah.
that just don't know
Yeah.
what to do, how they can help,
But you know another thing?
how they could, you know what I'm saying? People with a platform and people without a platform. You know what I'm saying? White people reached out to me like, bro, what can I do?
But see,
everybody, you know what I'm saying? And we just don't know.
The difference that I've noticed just growing up, you know, with them and us, we was never taught mental health, especially as black folks, especially as men.
Sure.
We talk to mental therapists. Don't see no therapist. You know what I'm saying?
Or
we
just
talked
even
that was
being on some weak shit.
we talked that was weak. We was talked that
You
was,
can't be on no weak shit.
that's not what we
Ever.
do. That's men.
Nigga, I
Well, I
pledge.
think- I
You
think
know how it
that's
go.
what-
You can't be weak pleasure. Like,
But
Right.
I think that's not true.
It's
And
not.
that's how we got pushed
But
where
I'm
we
saying
are, where
that's how you-
we can't communicate, we can't move, we can't
you can't-
operate. And I just want to make sure y'all hear the name of the book. It's Unapologetic Guide for Black Mental Health, Navigating an Unequal System and Learning the Tools and Getting the Help You Deserve. And it's by Dr. Rashid Walker. And we got a group
Put
of
that up. Can we put that up real quick on the? My stuff
no.
there.
No, you can't.
I'll give it to him. Yeah, and I think it's great, man. And if y'all trying to, you know, read it, there's a way for us to read it. You know what I'm saying? And if we need to get together and read it as black men, if we just need to go chapter by chapter,
So listen.
and say let's
So
work it together.
So
Let's
that's
do
right
it.
there.
Okay.
I go by that.
Men's book club.
So check it. So check it. I this is it's a great build up. So that was going to be my question, right? I know you do the digital online. That I know they're actually giving folks now opportunity to be in rooms with each other. I'm not sure what the regulation is. I'm not sure if you feel more comfortable with it online, or do you feel I personally would be with, you know, seeing people and being actually in the room with people, to me, with all precautions, where we have sanitizer all over the damn place or whatever.
Good, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
We superheroes. COVID can't fuck with us.
Right. So what I would like to, ask is 2 weeks too soon. It's 2 weeks from a Saturday too soon to really actually put us all in a room. It's nothing big. I think it's really as simple as just DJ KTone, DJ Squizzy, you know what I'm saying, and all of the black men in Colorado in agenda-free just fellowship. And I think all we need to do is just, whoever wants to come on and whatever it is, we're open to any donations, whether it's food, whether it's drinks, whatever the situation is. But let's just open up the platform. I'm not sure if that's a good step. The only reason why I would say so is that, we build that brotherhood. And I think it's a lot easier to pass a book the third week. You see what I'm saying? I think it's a lot easier to sit there and say, okay, now we're all in this room. This is y'all third week together that we're here together. We know we're not here to party and just to do this. We actually have some real business to get to. Let's start off by boom, boom, boom. Here's a book assignment. We can probably by then purchase the books, get funding for the books, or, however it is. You see what I'm saying? So if we really actually put some real action to what we're saying, I think it's as simple as saying, 2 weeks from now was our first actual event, because there's no agenda.
Well,
there's no host.
Right.
There's nothing to set up. It's just saying we have a space. It's us. Open invite black men. Leave the agenda at the door.
I'm gonna tell you the problem right now. We both gonna say, bet I'm with it. Everybody gonna say, bet I'm with it. But somebody has to be like, okay, bet we with it, but let's put the action and do the action to get niggas involved.
Y'all want me to put you on spot live?
I want you to do.
Or you want me to call y'all after and figure it out?
I want you to do.
Y'all want me to put y'all on spot live?
I want somebody
live in front of the people.
If it's you or anybody else, do the action and let us do what we good at. We will get the people there. You feel what I'm saying? We will get the people there. We will market it.
2 weeks, 2 Saturdays.
I'm just being honest, cause we both.
Really in my calendar.
We all could sit here and be like, man, I'm with it. Nigga, that's a great fucking
What's the
idea.
date, Damo? 2
But
Saturdays.
who's gonna set it up? Say where we gonna meet, what time we gonna meet, what day we gonna meet. Who's gonna be that person? Cause I know I'm not gonna do it, and that's just speaking honestly. And I'm not gonna speak for my nigga, but he ain't gonna do it.
I might not do it.
We ain't gonna do it.
13th.
But we will get
June
the
13th.
But we'll get the people there. You feel what
June
I'm saying?
13th.
And that goes in.
Are you
I'll have a
today,
location.
Saturday?
June 13th.
You know it's a Saturday.
I know it's not.
Okay.
I know it's not.
Oh,
I know it's not. I know it's not.
But
I'm saying from this
to
week.
move that
June 13th.
forward,
Let's do
that's our problem with
June
everything.
13th.
Yes, for
Yes.
What I'm saying is you will be contacted this week to confirm.
June 13th.
To the people. June
me.
13th.
June 13th.
Black men.
June 13th.
June 13th.
We there.
June 13th. I'm with
But
it.
that's our problem with everything. Everybody's
We gotta
nigga,
start
I'm with
somewhere.
it.
We're starting here.
I'm with it. But it's that leader that takes the initiative to make it happen.
We need to.
We gotta be more
But
on
that's where the
that.
women come in. We need secretaries.
June 13th.
They
June
gonna blame
13th.
you in the comments for that one.
Yeah, they is.
Hey,
I'm
They
I
is.
ain't saying. I ain't saying. I ain't
Any
saying.
comments? Listen.
I did not say
Individual comments, okay?
It wasn't me.
Or to each individual.
I just.
My name's Shaggy. It wasn't
that's
me.
a
A complete opposite from our
That's-
network's
listen,
beliefs, principles.
That's a compliment. I mean, that's a compliment to women because women are organized and women get the job done.
Look at him trying to clean
That's
it up.
what I'm saying.
He trying to clean it up, y'all. He trying to clean it up.
On that note,
Shoot.
on that note, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Digital Online Showcase. We'll be right back next week for the music submissions and the critiques. Thank you, Q. Big shout out to Q.
Yeah, I
Matter of
appreciate
fact,
y'all having me, man.
Tell the people where they can find you. And
Yo, if you go on Instagram, QTHEQUE, Q the Q on Instagram. Follow me. We're doing some work in the community. We activating, and just you'll find me on the ground, man. We doing work. We
Yeah.
doing work.
Hey, facts, man. Listen. Y'all see us, man, rnetwork.com. Please check it out. We are the hub from here on out, from now and beyond, to actually your media and your media outlet. We are definitely here for our community. We are as radical as you want to be. Our network does not stand for anything. Our network actually derives from pirating. The R in that, actually. Just to let y'all know. Because we're pirating media. We're taking it over and do what we want to do, just like pirate ships. That's how we really feel.
I like that.
And that note, and with that statement being made, also after the show, stay tuned. There's gonna be a nitty gritty. Who's on the nitty gritty this week?
Me.
Actually, we got KTone and DJ Squizzy following with episodes of nitty gritty. Follow through if you want to see the episodes of nitty gritty. Following through actually on our network, our page. So check that on out.
All right, Squizzy, what you got going?
I got mask on.
Oh wait, one more thing. June 13th. We'll see y'all there.
June 13th. Squizzy.
I don't think. Go for buy a mask. Support me. Where I'm at, right here. Support me, man. Celebrate life. Be safe and support your boy and Hollywood Cook.
Yeah.
And be safe, be smart, and like they told me, get you some mental health knowledge.
On everything.
And I love what you're doing, and I love you, Squizzy Taylor.
And you can follow me at DJ KTone. I got mixes going all week. Real important. 20 and 20 interviews this week. Tomorrow, Monday, got Kizzy from St. Louis. Wednesday, David Banner. Friday, Old Man Saxon. Follow what I'm doing. OfficialDJKTone.com. We're going to see y'all next Sunday.
Bang!
One love.
Peace.
Yo, this DJ Squizzy Taylor. I'm locked in with AHRR Network, man. Yeah. Now I got the name Lil Bill. There's this cat named, his name was Jordan. Jordan, I ain't gonna think of his last name, but his name was Jordan. And we was roasting. I wanna say it was me, Chop, RP Chop, homie Joe, gang of niggas. We right in front of where we used to kick it, like right in front of the principal's office. And I was like a sophomore, it was freshman or something. And the upper class was we roasting this shit. Nigga said, man, don't shut up with your Lil Bill looking at, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, the whole shit went crazy. Niggas start dying. So then being the young nigga for the next couple of weeks, everybody like, Lil Bill, you know what I'm saying? So I just ran with it. Nigga, I had that shit set it on the backpack, like, you know what I'm saying? And I've been Lil Bill ever since. Niggas still call me Bill. Like, if you really know me, you gonna call me Bill or Lil Bill, you know what I'm saying? So ever since, like, that's just been me. I always wanted it because of, like, I've always loved, like, DJ Clue and all that shit. And I would go to these other cities and be like, damn, they turn it up. Like, man, I would love a tourist to come to Denver and turn and be like, okay, Squizzy Taylor on this motherfucker right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I would go to the East Coast and hear Clue or hear, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. So once I became on some DJ shit, yeah, I wanted that shit for sure. And I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing about radio. I didn't know how it worked at all. So at first, absolutely, I was like, oh, this ain't, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Cause like, if you don't know radio, nigga, you gonna hate that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Which people do who don't know what's going on. So at first, absolutely, I hated it. But it was still cool as fuck. Like, I don't know how to explain that. Like, I hated it because I thought I was gonna come in that bitch and just take over and they was gonna just love me because I was Squizzy Taylor and all that bullshit that's not real. You know what I'm saying? Then I realized this is a business that is a goddamn $1 billion business and they know how to run, you know what I'm saying? When it got to $1 billion and they didn't know what the fuck they was doing. So, you know what I'm saying? And it was a what's that called? Like a reality check. Like, nigga, you a little dog, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody give a fuck that a couple different niggas know you. Like, you know what I'm saying? For your business, you know what I'm saying? So that was cool, but and I took that with a grain of salt and I learned it. You know what I'm saying? But it was always dope from day one that nigga when they told me, nigga, that's probably at that time I'm on the night show, it's probably 200,000.
We know what y'all been thinking.
Oh, what y'all doing?
Just relax, though, Kinfolk. We got you.
Oh, what y'all waiting on?
Stay tuned.
AHRR Network.
With twins, man, it's funny because I found out she was pregnant, right? I mean, we always said we was gonna have another one, and we was trying to plan it right. No, we're gonna have another one a couple years before whatever. She ended up getting pregnant, so we went to the doctor, got the what's it called? You know what I'm saying? Went to the doctor, checked for the baby. When they gave her the, that's not what it is it?
I don't have no kids.
Not sonogram. Yeah, where you look at the, when the doctor show you the baby, when you're pregnant. Ultrasound.
Yeah.
Ultrasound. So what I would tell a young up-and-coming DJ, first of all, take this serious. Make sure this is what you want to do. Second of all, don't ever give up. Like, even if, times get rough, it seems like it's not going to work, put your back against the wall, man, and go 100%. Build your relationships. Relationships are worth more than money out here. Build your relationships, because your relationships is what's gonna really keep you going and get you popping. And relationships can take you down too, man. So just make sure you always establish good rapport and keep your relationship solid. That's my advice. You got some of the best questions I ever been answering before.
Yo, this DJ Squizzy Taylor. I'm locked in with AHRR Network, man. Yeah. Now I got the name Lil Bill. There's this cat named, his name was Jordan. Jordan, I ain't gonna think of his last name, but his name was Jordan. And we was roasting. I wanna say it was me, Chop, RP Chop, homie Joe, gang of niggas. We right in front of where we used to kick it, like right in front of the principal's office. And I was like a sophomore, as a freshman or something. And the upper class was we roasting and shit. Nigga said, man, don't shut up with your Lil Bill looking at, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, the whole shit went crazy. Niggas start dying. So then being the young nigga for the next couple of weeks, everybody like, Lil Bill, you know what I'm saying? So I just ran with it. Nigga, I had that shit set it on the backpack, like, you know what I'm saying? And I've been Lil Bill ever since. Niggas still call me Bill. Like, if you really know me, you gonna call me Bill or Lil Bill, you know what I'm saying? So ever since, like, that's just been me. I always wanted it because of, like, I've always loved, like, DJ Clue and all that shit. And I would go to these other cities and be like, damn, they turn it up. Like, man, I would love a tourist to come to Denver and turn and be like, okay, Squizzy Taylor on this motherfucker right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I would go to the East Coast and hear Clue or hear, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. So once I became on some DJ shit, yeah, I wanted that shit for sure. And I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing about radio. I didn't know how it worked at all. So at first, absolutely, I was like, oh, this ain't, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Cause like, if you don't know radio, nigga, you gonna hate that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Which people do who don't know what's going on. So at first, absolutely, I hated it. But it was still cool as fuck. Like, I don't know how to explain that. Like, I hated it because I thought I was gonna come in that bitch and just take over and they was gonna just love me because I was Squizzy Taylor and all that bullshit that's not real. You know what I'm saying? Then I realized this is a business that is a goddamn $1 billion business and they know how to run, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't got to $1 billion if they didn't know what the fuck they was doing. So, you know what I'm saying? And it was a what's that called? Like a reality check. Like, nigga, you a little dog, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody give a fuck that a couple different niggas know you. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're in business, you know what I'm saying? So that was cool, and I took that with a grain of salt and I learned it. You know what I'm saying? But it was always dope from day one that, nigga, when they told me, nigga, that's probably, at that time I'm on the night show, it's probably 200,000 people listening to you right now. You know what I'm saying? Then I started getting letters from jail and, you know what I'm saying? And people in warehouses and people that would never know me, like, bro, you hard. Like, when a nigga told me I'm lit in jail, like, he was like, nigga, when we get, I don't know, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I guess there's some free time and what niggas do is listen to the radio. You feel what I'm saying? And they like, nigga, when you come on the motherfucker, when we find out Squizzy gonna be on that bitch, nigga, it's lit. Like, nigga, we fuck with you. And it's a Mexican telling me this shit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, bro, them niggas that barely know English, but love your shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like a humbling experience like that. That's crazy. Like, I'll probably never meet this nigga. He could be doing, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know his story. Or he might not even know I'm black. He might not even fuck with me. It might be, you know what I'm saying? So it's just the power in music and to know I'm touching that many motherfucking people. it became dope. And then as much as you get the backlash of radio, I was starting to see like, nigga, I'm touching some people that these niggas don't even know that I'm touching, you know what I'm saying? So that became dope. And then I learned how it worked, you know what I'm saying? And I learned how to work my way in that motherfucker. I shut up and watch, you know what I'm saying? And figured it out. Yo, this DJ Squizzy Taylor, man, and we just chopped it up with Uncle Tux, man, on the nitty gritty. Yes, sir.